Hello and welcome. Today we're checking out Shadow Empire. This is a very complex 4X strategy game, sci-fi, empire building, Mad Max kind of a thing. It's very complex. It's very intriguing. Very early days of development as well. This is being developed by VR Designs and published by Slytherin. I'll put a link to the Slytherin site over here in the description, and you can check out and get an idea what's going on. But basically, I think the best way of maybe explaining this game is I'll just tell you how my test game went. So we start the thing off, we build our planet. And we choose, it's completely randomized, what kind of world you're settled on, sci-fi kind of a thing. It's far in the future, apocalypse, all that kind of stuff. And then from the ashes of that, we build our empire. So I got my empire started up, and there's a few other factions out there. There's some raiders out there, and there's some minor folks around. There's also, to my west, there's just a massive landmass of Starship Troopers type bugs that are just wreaking havoc on anything that I build out in the world. Anyway, let's try this thing out and just see where we get to this. I'll try to explain what's going on. There's a lot going on here, so I certainly will not be able to cover everything in this video. But in the interest of time, I could spend the whole episode just on building a planet. And I'm just going to kind of quickly go through this. If you want to see all the big details on this, there's a few folks that have done videos on these, like Das Tactic and Tortuga Power have done videos on this as well, and you can check that out on theirs. But in the interest of seeing more gameplay, I'm going to kind of go a little bit quicker here in the planet building. So basically, this is completely randomly generated Dwarf Fortress or War 4X style of planet building. What kind of planet do we want to live on? We can go with a desert planet. This is like Arrakis style. We got Boreas, which is an ice world. We got Siwa, which is like an Earth type planet. We got a lava planet. We have almost desert planets. We've got the Oasis planets. There's a moon or just whatever. We're going to go with Medusa class because there's some liquid water. There's some rain present. There's also some alien biology, which sounds exciting. We're going to go detailed planet generation because I want to show it off here. A bit of fog of war. We'll have one human player. That's me. We'll start with just one city. We'll start with an army, so we can kind of see some things, explore a bit. We'll have some crime syndicates and cults all around. Of course, this is Mad Max post-apocalyptic kind of thing. We'll start with low tech, basic things, beginner. Okay. All right. Now comes the interesting parts. We're building a planet. So right now we have a planet. You may be wondering, why is this important? Well, we'll explain here in a minute. So every 24 hours we have a day on our planet here. It is 0.68 AU from the sun, which means it's a little bit on the warmer side. Actually, that's not too bad. We have the size of map. I picked a small planet, if you saw that earlier on. If we want, we can re-roll and get a different planet. Now we got 0.83 AU. Its tilt is only 2 degrees. It's a fast spin, though, which I think will affect... I don't actually know what that affects in a planet. All kinds of things being changed. There's a big tilt on this one. A big tilt means we're going to have some pretty crazy seasons, maybe even more than just 4 seasons. We're also pretty far away from the sun, the star, which means that a slightly eccentric and slow orbit around the star. We got 8-hour days and 33-degree tilt, 5 degrees. It's a cold, cold place and very light gravity. Let's try it. Okay, so planet is built. It's being built at the moment. And now we get to choose what kind of rainfall and things like that. Right now we have a 93% plains, a bit of oceans around. We can see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seasons in this thing. It's a very cold place. And the Arctic is very cold. In the tropics, it's actually not too bad in the tropics. We can actually take a look at the place and see that planet. Imagine this game, I guess, is a bit Aurora 4X, a bit Civilization, a bit Wargame, all in this sort of Mad Max kind of a thing, I suppose. But you can see we got some pretty desolate place here. We've got some lakes around. We'll fill in some greenery in a bit. But there's a little bit of water. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. If you want, we can always re-roll this and get something different. Maybe we'll have something completely different. With a wind speed of, we're at 2 right now. 108 millimeters of rain a year is average for this planet. It's about the same. Pretty close to what we had before. I'm okay with that. Let's go with that one. And now we're going to move ourselves into the biosphere. So how much plant life? We got mostly CO2, about 90% of that. Bit of argon and neon all in the atmosphere as well. We've got it's insidious outside, so we can't go outside and breathe. So we need some sort of implements to help us breathe outside. There is some deadly xenobiological things. Farming's bad news. There are forests around. We can see them popped up on the map here. We can see them this way. A lot of forests popping up. Yeah, very nice. The local wildlife. We have Verisax. Aquatic, sizable. It's a meter-long carnivore. Resembles a bladder, whatever that means. Its chemistry is water carbon-based. It's fluorine-breathing. So these are just some water monsters that apparently live out on the world here in this planet. We can re-roll this if we want as well. Get different monsters. Yeah, we'll see what we get. And we may actually not get any sort of plant life on this one. Oh, this one's a little different. This is a, what do we have here? That's a lot of forests. Oh, yeah, it's very, is that water? Or is it just all dried up? I think it's mostly dried up. I think it's what's happened here. We have Biocordata. Land-dwelling, 2-meter carnivore. Resembles a protofish. Water peroxide mixture carbon-based phosphor breathing. Let's do one more roll. Let's see what we get, something a little different. Okay, here we go. We have an astrophore octopus. A 4-meter sized octopus. It eats people. Resembles a squid. Chemistry is water carbon-based. Mostly CO2, a little bit of nitrogen, a bit of argon. Yeah, nice place. We can take a look at it. Yeah, that's about what we had before as well. We got some angry octopus running around also. It's not aquatic, though, is it? Oh, it is aquatic. I'm not sure if it has to stay in the water, if it comes out. It's a water carbon-based, nitrogen breathing, so I guess it comes out of the water. Because we've got a little bit of nitrogen. Well, maybe not. All right, next up. Okay, so now we're done yet. Now we have to deal with the colonization of the planet. So this planet, Merurus is the name of the planet, was colonized in the year 7354. Received colonists for 600 years. There's 14 million people on this planet. It's a mostly a services economy, a little bit of mining there. We can see why it was developed. We got a mining company showing interest in the planet. Lots of mine deposits found, mining hub. Special deposits been found attracting much more mining companies. And I guess it says it's mostly a mining colony. We can re-roll this and get other things. This one's a 7,800 years. We got 46 million people on this one. It's mostly services again. And due to mining activity, ore processing industries have relocated to the planet. And the military has housed a sizable part of the sectorial divisions on the planet. Capital has been moved to the planet. We've got, more valuable spots for people to come and mine and, I guess, serve the miners. We got 16 populated zones. I guess that's 16, cities that are out there on the world. Let's go. Now let's destroy it. So we are here in the Disillusion War. So the apocalypse has happened. Disillusion War reached Rakiris Tertia, which is the name of our planet, in the year 7998. War consumed all. There's only 2 million people left on this place. We've got a bit of scavengers, we got some raiders, and we got some farmers. That's all we have left of this planet. We can see what happened. Reformist forces tried to storm the planet, the Senate. And there's loyalists to the Galactic Republic. Is it Star Wars? Major companies have evacuated the high-tech people. Some enemies of Zeptum have nuked it, so there's some radiation laying around on the planet. Yeah, we got some meltdown going on around here. This is all completely randomized and crazy, but let's take it. All right, so here's our summary. We have Rakiris Tertia is the name of our planet. 2 million people live here. We can see all our stats that we saw before. Let's start this game up. All right, so I've only dabbled a bit. I've gotten a few turns into this, so I kind of know what's going on. But let me just see if we can figure this out. All right, so we got a few logos here we can run through and choose from. I can change my name. My name is Iron State. No, we're gonna be the Nook State is who we are. That's the name of my regime. President? No. They call me Overlord. All right, my colors are not going to be green. That's ridiculous. We're going to go black and I think I saw something that said this color should be kind of light colored, so something like that. Maybe a gray. Would that work? Sure. Great. Yeah, that's all right. So we can change our color, our banner here, which the hammer and anvil. How very dwarf-like of us. Yeah, I can do a hammer and anvil. Sure. We can also change the background if we want to do that as well. I like that one. Okay, so here we go. Here's the Nook State. We're teaching class about the Nook State, I guess. And great cities were destroyed in the Disillusion War. Remainders of humanity dispersed in the wastelands, hiding, scavenging, fighting, trying to escape, scrape out a living, trying to survive. Forefathers of our state were among them. We're not alone. Now we have to develop kind of the political and moral structure of our people now. They're not alone. Our survivors fleeing into the destroyed cities had followed them. The others were aggressive and tried to enslave our forefathers. How did they manage to pacify their enemies? Did we pay them lots of money? Did we get a boost to our government? Did we fought at a huge cost and chase them off so we get a bonus to our enforcement? Or we found a strong ally beyond their zone who helped them so we go out and find buddies. And no, we fought them off. Nook State doesn't stand down. That guy right there. Upon stability returning, there were those who did better than others. Who were the people who grew richer and more powerful than the masses? So either the clever ones that controlled the resources, these are the ones that gained power. We got the artisans that worked hard, supplied goods, resources that were needed, which gives us a bonus to mind. There's 3 different types here. We got political, economic, and moral, I think is the other one. And then nobody gained boosts. People who tried to amass more wealth than others were executed. I don't know about heart on that one, but that's, yeah. You got money? Off with his head. We're gonna go with fists. Clever ones control the key resources. A series of ancient leaders led our people from the brink of starvation to a more prosperous, small survivor community. What was the sacred goal of our leaders of yore? What's their goal? Was it to rediscover lost technology and knowledge? A strong militia that would protect us and conquer. Do we want to lean towards a meritocracy, an autocracy, or a democracy? Happiness and quality of life of the people is our bonus here. I think we're going to go with, I want knowledge. Meritocracy is what we want. Okay, so we've developed our world. It's round 1. We got decisions to make. We got reports waiting for us. The overlords are now buried, dust to dust. It's our turn to lead the state to victory. We are the overlord of Nook State. Some subjects cheer at your ascension, but not all. Off with their heads. A new zeitgeist wanders through the land. We are entering a time of relative calm. It affects you you will gain extra political points every turn. It's light right now, but in 12 turns it'll peak, and it'll go back down. Our bonus here. There is a sort of card thing in here, which is more like a board game. These are just sort of random things we can get that can help us out. So if we there's music on the drinks, and the drinks are on the world, so we can like give out free food to our people, or the doctor is in town selling pills in many colors and many pleasures. Want one, gain 2 points, that kind of stuff. So we'll just go and we'll see what these mean later on. All right, so let's take a look at our empire. Yes, welcome to command. With congratulations on your new position, sir. Thank you, sir. Gus Richard Sight. Take your time to learn the ropes. Don't forget to check the decisions tab. Got it. And danger in Neutron Flats is at 4 points. Early in the game, this probably means there's enemies nearby. Okay. So here we go. We're in the hex-based war game part of the game now. So we've got a few folks around here. We've got some folks with guns, automatic guns, and some GIs. Oops, didn't mean to do that. We've got a bunch of folks in town here. This is the what's the name of my town? Neutron Flats is the name of my town. It's very cold outside. We can kind of click around and see what we've got. It's mostly deserty. We got some roads cranking out here. There's a bit of greenery, grassy plains down that way. Which maybe, I don't know what may do us some good. It is it's AA is what? All right, after apocalypse. Year 201 after apocalypse. It is the winter right now. And there's, rainfall and all that stuff is factored in there as well. The important things really to look at here is the stats, the stuff over here. So we got food, we got water, we got oil, there's metals, and there's bullets, industry parts, power. All this stuff is things that we will need to keep an eye on. Right now we are losing food. Things are a little dire at the beginning. We are gaining lots of water, though. Apparently, there's lots of water around here. And we're going to take our forces here and just sort of scoot them out and sort of explore the wastes. It's always better walking on the roads. You can see how many movement points it takes me to walk on things. Each of these troops have all kinds of stats. Lots and lots and lots of stats and numbers. These guys attack at a 22. They get a 44 defense at infantry. There's tank attack and defense. How much food they're using. How many action points they get. The readiness. They're all led by some guy as well. We have people in our cabinet and all that in certain positions of power. I'm going to have you run over here and then go up a bit. There's lots of roads around here. I had this last time. We got a few little rundown communities also out there in the world. We got like Pious Farm is nearby. See if we can find some things. We got Keys Big, which is it kind of works like a goodie hut at the start of the game. We'll find some new things in there, some resources or something. That we don't know what it is yet. It is something scary. So let me go take a look at our map here. So, at our map, we are at Neutron Flats. That's Nook State right there. Up to the north, we have Deep Hold, which is just a minor regime of raiders to the north. We've got over here to the northeast, we have a minor regime of, who knows, Orfrost. We don't know anything about them, though. A little bit of, is that something there? The Nine-Line Forces is down that. That's probably the angry, that is the Deniba Nation is another minor regime down that way. They got the, that hid. There's me, of course, Orfrost we got up there, and then Ramatis is down this way. These are a bunch of, we don't know, just a minor regime, another minor faction. I think there's 2 more major factions, maybe 3 out there. We've got some non-aligned forces out here. So these could be raiders. These could be scary bugs. These could be crazy octopus people that are going to come out and try to kill us that are out there in the world. Now, our main goal of the game here is just to conquer the world, most of the world, I think. So we have a recon of 2, which means we don't really know what is there. That's why it's just a box. So something bad, something that wants to eat us is there. We don't really know what it is, though. So I'm going to move this guy over here. I'm going to try to get some folks. That's what people in this town are worried about. Remember, he said something about our town being at a, where is it? Is it this one? Danger level. Things nearby, danger level. People get a little upset about that, and so, because they see it out there. In Neutron Flats, we got Crux Whitelight as our governor. We can call and chat with the guy if we want. We got all the military that's hanging out in the town here. We can grab a few factions of these guys and get them over here to help us out. If I push the right button, we can anyway. And move them out this way. We have a commander of all of our main forces. All this stuff is in here. We got a couple trucks we can bring out as well. Ooh, sparkling geyser over there, eh? Ah, look at that. My buttons here. Let's see. This one and this one. We've got a sparkling geyser. It's been equipped with a turbine harnessing the energy during its discharges. So it gives us just a free 100 energy if it's in our zone of control here. So beginning of the game, what we're basically doing is sort of spreading out as fast as we can, grabbing things up, trying to grab these little communities over here, like bags, which is there's 10,000 free folk in that town. They can come move into our big town if they like us. If our happiness is good, they'll move in, and we can have more people. We'll also find things probably there in that town. So I'm going to grab this guy with a truck. It's actually a big group of folks here. And we're going to go move up to here. If I keep pushing the right button. I want you. And storm up to... Actually, we can come over here and help fight that. No. We'll go up this way. And we'll grab bags. So we'll get some... We'll see what bags is all about. Now, other resources in this game. We've got fate points, which we'll use to play those cards we saw before. We've got political points, which we'll use to make certain decisions and rearrange our cabinet and our officers and our all kinds of things. And we got money. Now, a big part of this game, as I mentioned before, I'm going to try to run through this sort of quickly. It may take a couple episodes for this. If you want to see more of this, let me know. So we've got our politics. We've got democracy, autocracy, and meritocracy. So depending on which way we lean, one way takes away from the other. So democracy and autocracy, opposite kind of things. And so if we have more of one, we're going to have less of the other. And more of one or the other means kind of a tech tree. I'll explain that in a second. We've also got a society tree, which is enforcement versus commerce versus government. And then we've got our psychology, which is fist, mind, and heart. This is what I was talking about before. I think it was moral. And we also have a militia, all kinds of things that are in here as well. Is there a cult thing here? Last game I had a cult in my town. I have a cult in my town? That's corporate control of 13. There's a 13 cult followers. So there's a little bit of cult following in my town as well. And we have a militancy level, which is like, these are the folks ready to go grab their guns and get the pickups and get out and fight. That's what that means there. So these numbers over here, what this means is when we go into profiles, depending on how high the number is, like meritocracy, we have a high number in meritocracy, which means we are leaning towards getting a stratagem, a card, for recruit talent. Because we have meritocracy. If we were to go to autocracy, we could get some bunker busters, a unit feat, or some other cards, or all kinds of things. Enforcement, we're gonna get some. What's that one? Military police. We could pick up because we have. You can see this like old timey Master of Orion. There's like a chance of getting it every turn, depending on how much points we have in them. And the more points in it, the more higher up the tree we can go. Okay, now we go to the tech tree. We have lots of techs to learn. So we have the early tech is already done. We have to go into the basics before we can go into engineering and chemistry and all that. And we'll see all that in a second. But there's lots of tech things going on as well. And more tech. And there's just a million things here. And this game is actually only on, this is like the 3rd patch of the game in a recent amount of time. So it's kind of crazy. So here's me. Gus Richard Sight is my secretary anyway. And we can see I'm a shifty, I'm a 50-50 kind of guy. I haven't broken any promises. I haven't done anything to help people out. Yeah, a cabinet overview. Apollo Starman is my advisor. That's fantastic. Okay, these guys all have stats as well. Let's look at old Aaron here. Aaron's got intelligence and war capabilities and charisma, and yeah, all this stuff is in here as well. So this is something like, again, I could have spent 4 episodes already just covering this stuff. So I'm trying to cover as much as I can here and get a brief overview. Let's play the game, though. Let's get to our decisions. So the ascension speech. Everybody's eagerly awaiting your ascension speech. For most of the people and players of Nook State, you are still unknown. Need to know what you plan to do with your newly gained power. Question on everyone's mind is, where lie your sympathies? So, do I say, which class will you champion in your speech? So I say none. All classes subject to me. That gives us a bonus of 14 autocracy. We can say the people are good. We got plus 14 democracy, and also Apollo will like that because he likes democracy. Looks like Thalamore will like it as well. They're both green. I think I think that's what that means. They both will like it. There's plus 2 on these guys, so they like that idea. We can say it goes to the workers, the bureaucrats. That's plus 11 on meritocracy. If we want to focus all on that, or we say just politician speech and just sort of mix it among some, it doesn't make anyone mad. Let's go democracy. Everyone seems to like that. That's not really what we're focusing on, though. No, you know what? We're going meritocracy. Yeah. Given your speech, you made clear that your sympathies lie with the workers and bureaucrats. There's plus 11 points on the meritocracy scale. Okay, now we got a new organization we have to found. So we have organizations within our government. We're going to form an economic council. And I'll show you why we're going to do that in a second. So we're going to put somebody in charge of that place, and it's going to go and give us some perks. We'll show in a second. Deephold is concerned about the unclear relations between us. High ruler of Deephold demands this point forward we respect each other's borders. Is Deephold a people? I didn't see Deephold. Oh, yeah, there they are. They're up there. So the people up here, we got Harry Irving up this way. A bunch of raiders, but these raiders are talking to me. And they're saying, hey, stay on your side, we'll stay on our side. So we can say, yes, we can do that. Or we can say, no. They need to know their place. Yeah, for right now, we got bugs on the other side. We're going to say, yeah, it's fine. It costs us 1 political point to say this. We gain a bonus in mind by doing it. But yeah, I'm okay with that. Deephold likes us a little bit more now as well. Okay, so I've already moved everybody, and I think we'll go ahead and pass the turn here and see what happens. So let's do that. Again, there's lots of things over here we can take a look. Oh, wait, no, there's one more thing I want to do. Before we close this. There's Deephold up that way. I want to make sure we get food. We have a shortage of food here, and so I'm going to go and make a farm. Now we can see this little water drop here means that this rocky plains is actually producing a bit of water for me already. But I want to farm, and I'm going to set one here. Can I put it down here? The Dala span. It's grassy. Let's see how it affects us walking through there. We can go and construct different things, resources, all kinds of things we can make. Mining facilities. We could make a Xeno farm here. I don't know if there's a bonus to putting it here versus putting it here. It doesn't appear so. Well, we can't do open farming. We can do open farming, really, down below, can we? Ah, we can. Open farming, hey. So we can do the dome. We build stuff in the domes, and it costs us power. It costs us water, lots of water. It costs us a ton of water. And some work capabilities. It gives us 200 food. And this is every turn, I believe. Yeah, every turn it costs this much, and we create this much food. That's a lot of water. That's way too much water to spend. Yeah, no way we're doing that. Let's just pop it up here next to this where the water is, and we'll put in a dome. So it takes us 2 rounds. It's going to cost us some machines, some metal, and some industrial points. It's going to cost us some power as well, some water, 200 water to make, and some worker abilities, but it's going to give us 200 food each round. So let's go ahead and do it. It's going to take 2 rounds to make this thing. Let's do it. Okay, get to work. We're going to need some machines, though. We don't have any yet, so let's go ahead and pick up some of those real quick before we get going. So I'm going to go buy. There's traders all over the place here on this planet. Let's buy like 4 machines with our cash. There we go. And that will make sure we can get that thing going. Okay, next turn. All right, so now AI is playing. And if anything happens, we shall see it here. Lots of things happen. This has been like the longest AI turn I think I've ever seen. Why is this happening so long? Okay. Lots of things happening on this one. I'm more curious about what's going to happen down here. You can see someone popped in there. I think nothing happened, though. Okay, no losses, no kills. And we got some just things for us to talk about. We have militia forces parade to show strength and loyalty. Excellent. Entering the time of relative calm. This is our thing we were talking about before. We got political points every turn. We're up to light, which is 8 this turn. We get bonus points. We got 11 more turns of this to happen. And in Keysbig, we saw that little ruined city, or not really ruined city, but a little town of people. We gained some money. We found some cash laying around, so we grabbed it. In near Bags, which is another town we saw out there, we found 21 machinery. Excellent, secured. And we got a new stratagem. Offer protection. Offer yourself as protector. You will defend them when attacked. Okay. All right, sometimes you get a little pop-up, like little side quests and things that pop up as well. So you can see this red border here. This is the raiders who don't want us to go any further, so we won't cross that border any. These are all going down because we're using them. Well, not that one, but these are going down because we're using them to build this farm down here. We got more bugs over here. This is at recon level 23, which still don't really know what it is. We need to have 40 to actually know what the thing is to even fight it. So we got to wait for that. I want you to scoot over this way. Let's go to the geyser. And we found ourselves some non-aligned forces. We can see it's still very questionable. 400 points is what we need to be able to actually know it's there. But what we think is there's 2,400 rifle militia hanging out there. My truck, actually this is a big group of people. We got 600 rifle militia, 100 RPGs. We got militia bikers. We got trucks, artillery. We got all kinds of things there. So we could probably go there and fight them if we want to. We don't know what's here. Could scoot over here and start shooting. Let's do it. Let's start shooting. Okay, I'm going to have you bump up this way. And I'm going to have you... I'm a little worried about this. That could be something terrible. We don't... This is kind of risky because we don't know what we're fighting. Oh, we do now. Okay. We got enough recon. We can see what it is. It's, we think, 2,400 militia. I mean, it could be a lot more than that. It could be a lot less than that. Who knows? These are just random rebels. Barbarians, essentially. You can see they attack at a 10. They have 20 defense. We, however, our GIs are pretty good. We also have our fully automatic gun, which are very good. And we can go fight them. So we can send in other folks. We've got, that's not what we want to do. Hang on. Can we not all fight? I guess, oh, these guys have already moved too far, so they can't fight. So only these two can actually go in there. What about you? No, you can't fight either. So our odds are 1.4 to 1. We ain't doing that. So we'll do a fight next round. Let's go ahead and run up. I'm going to hug their coast here and see what we can find. And you guys come on down this way. Let's try to stick to these roads because that's some good moving. And you, let's stick to this road again. Ah, grab Monroe. Excellent. And we have found Ramat, which is a big town. Big city there. There's a farm there. Who is this? Ramatis. The Ramatis Federation. That's who this is. Okay. Okay. More decisions. Yeah, all that. Go ahead and scoot a little bit further. And we can also make forces of our own if we want to. We can come in here and we can say, oh, by the way, my assets in my town, I've got, I own the High Command Bunker. There's a few city assets that is actually owned by the public. There's a farm, there's a scavenging spot, there's a transport hub. This is all owned by the people, not by me. I believe at some point we can actually take it for our own. There's also a gas facility here making some power, which is a degraded one, but it's working. Because this is now in my zone, it also provides extra energy for me now too. So that should be going up as well. And I think I want to go through our decisions. I probably need to call it a day here, actually. So before we decide if we want to build a statue or not, we're going to call it a day. I'm trying to decide if there's anything else I want to show off here real quick, because there's just a million things. Let's see. I didn't show any of my... I guess I showed a little bit of personnel. We've got, for instance, we got Libra here, who is... they have certain relations with you, and they have the ability, how much they can learn, and their loyalties, and all that. Libra, who's actually pretty good at intelligence, will be good at running that economics council. The reason I picked that economics council is because for techs, you can see the ones with the EC. I need to have that tech in order to research those. And when you research things, you don't actually research the specific thing, you try to find it, you discover it first. Then you can research it. And that's all part of the Economics Council. They also find resources out on the map. So it's an important thing to have. Anyway, we're going to call it a day here. If you want to see more of this, let me know. There's plenty more of for me to show on here. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll put a link below, and you can keep an eye on the Slytherin page for this one. But I don't have also don't have a release day, so I don't know when they're planning on actually having it out. I haven't seen anything on that yet. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.